with that tune. Here on Kiwi, it's now 20 minutes away from the hour of 10 o'clock on this Friday morning. Looking forward to the weekend. Best way to look forward to the weekend, ease ourselves in, of course, is with Unscrewed. Jason Bryant in unscrewed.co.nz. Morning, Jason.
Good morning. Unscrew yourself into the weekend.
That's it.
Yeah. It's kind of like you've been screwed throughout the week.
Yeah, you totally have, eh?
Yeah. Whether at work or home.
Yeah.
And then you get to Friday and you unscrew.
Yeah.
That's the way we like to see it.
Yeah. Because you no longer pull or
No.
twist.
No. The romance of wine is gradually disappearing.
Well,
sure,
it's just turned
shortly
into
it's just a beverage that sat on the shelf, next commodity next to Coca-Cola.
The still the
We'll have holograms of Michael Jackson on the bottles.
the restaurant way of opening up a bottle of wine is sort of twist the bottle but keep the cap. Is that right? I don't know.
Wine wank, right?
yeah, that's it.
If it ain't got a cork,
Yeah.
right, just unscrew it.
That's not good. But just twisting the bottle just it adds a little bit of finesse.
Bit of theatre.
Yeah.
But the reality is it doesn't have a nice kind of organic, natural product closing the wine.
Mm.
So don't make it what it isn't.
Okay.
Are we clear?
Very clear.
Have I got that off my chest?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So I've brought in Anchorage. I was going to have my rant about kind of the media and about how I still may how it's just so darn fickle. Last week it was all over John Banks, kind of like they were trying to nail him to the wall. This week nothing has been said.
That's because they hit a brick wall. Nothing was going to happen. So how long do you flesh out a story? How long do you?
There's plenty of flesh in that. I mean, those other contributors, anonymous.
Mm.
Oh,
crikey!
Nail it. Nail him.
Yeah.
Nail them. Do some investigation. Don't let other people do the investigation for you. You're a newspaper. You're supposed to be kind of journalists. Get in there. Or newspaper, TV, radio. Get in there. Combine your forces. And expose the stories.
So one of the frustrating things I find about New Zealand media also is that, let's say, and it doesn't happen very often, but especially with the resources available and the money available to newsrooms anymore, but let's say one newsroom goes out, let's say it's Campbell Live.
Yeah.
And
I've got to say, he did the best job, right?
Pretty good job. And takes on a topic and really invests some time and investigation into it. For example, the situation with Kim.com out there in Helensville and John Key's electorate. They did a lot of investigation in there about what John Key may or may not have known. Overseas, let's say if that was a British story, and let's say The Guardian did it, it would then eventually be slowly picked up by the other media. But here in New Zealand, there seems to be you did it. Oh, well, I'm not going to touch
exclusive.
Exclusive. So I'm not going to follow up on that. And that's what's so the Herald has done nothing on it. TVNZ have done nothing on it. So therefore, the story ends up dying because the cause isn't taken up.
And I would say government intervention has also played a part.
Oh, well, that's a conspiracy, but
I know it's a conspiracy, but the mechanics of government kind of would suggest that things have gone quiet for a reason. Mm-hmm.
Says Jason Bryant, unscrewed.co.nz.
Yeah, political analyst.
Now that we've had the conversation
now
of the
I've got
week.
that off my chest because I was just really disappointed. Right, it's kind of like don't dress it up to be something huge and then do nothing
drop
about it. Right? Mm. If you see it through, and that's what I get frustrated about with New Zealand. For me, it is.
But it's like oh look, there's a chicken crossing the road. Let's go.
If the Murdochs had been involved, they would have. So yesterday John Key and John Banks, and they would have all the recordings.
But yesterday it was Obama on gay marriage. Yeah. Oh look, so there's there's the flashy, shiny, sparkly thing. Let's go and ask John Key about that. And today it'll probably be, just judging by the cover of Time magazine,
I've got to say it's a brazen move.
It'll be about attachment parenting. Some journalist somewhere will ask John Key, "What do you think of attachment parenting?" He'll go, "What's that?" You go, breastfeeding up to the age of 6.
I don't know, can't remember.
No, he'll go, "Well, I'm not against it."
Well, anyway, getting back to wine and why I'm here.
Yeah.
going to do wine from Nelson. It's that kind of, do you know that little region that sits out on the kind of northwest of the South Island?
Catches a lot of the sun, hogs the sun.
Hogs the sun. I mean, although Auckland's done pretty well of late, right? That's what we're going to talk about there. Because there's only really, for me, when I think Nelson and wine, I mean, what do you think of when if I say, can you name some Nelson wineries? Can you?
I can think of as the Muturi Valley around there, but it's sort of out of...
Well, yeah, but I'd still class that as kind of Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah, so can you name any wineries from there?
Yeah.
On the spot, come on.
Vavasau.
No.
Are they from there? No.
Marlborough.
The one in the Muturi Valley, I've been there. I've been to the winery. Neudorf, that's it. Yeah, so that is probably
That's one.
It.
Seafried.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard of them, but I didn't know.
Millcrest.
Right.
Is another one.
Yeah.
Right. There's quite a few. Anyway, this is Anchorage, right? And they kind of get forgotten. Just sat there,
Tucked away.
and because it's a smaller wine region, and they've only got one kind of flag waiver, really. Although Seafried does its fair share, it kind of does tend to get forgotten because it's sat next to Marlborough as well, and so yeah, I do feel a bit sorry for them. They'd make some tremendous wines.
Well, you're giving them all the publicity they need right now.
Yeah, I know.
This is it.
Yeah, this is it. So this is Anchorage Pinot Noir Reserve 2010. Now, formerly a tobacco farm.
Oh, yes.
We've done one of their wines before.
Yeah.
And since then, they have updated their label. I don't know if the viewers or kind of the people listening.
So
It's now gone shiny. They've
Yeah.
still kept the kind of the logo, but they've added a bit of colour.
So the logo is a sloop or a ketch?
A catch.
A ketch?
Yeah, sloop has two, doesn't it?
Oh. It's you're looking at front on, so you can't really tell, can you?
Yeah. Well, I know. I'm just making.
And that's
it's
the problem.
It's a yacht.
That's the problem. Depending on the angle of the way you're looking, where you're looking from shore out there, you can't tell if it's a sloop or a
If I was
ketch.
to draw something right now, right?
Yeah.
They would just say yacht, right?
Right.
So
Okay, it's a yacht.
Yacht with an anchor in, and
That doesn't help, though, does it?
no,
In fact,
no,
okay, anyway.
not for you,
No.
but it does for me because that's how I would draw. So kind of like a stickman boat with an anchor.
Yeah.
But they've added some colour, and each of their wines got a different kind of colour on the bottom. This is a Pinot Noir, so it's kind of like the red colour, and the other wines have different colours as well. Reserve 2010, so it's 2 years old from now. Reserve tends to get a bit kind of overused and is misused. It used to be that you kept your wine in reserve in case you had a bad vintage and couldn't release it. So
Well, to
then
the
you pulled it
consumer,
out.
the consumer always thinks the best
Premium.
stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Not the case.
No.
Just
Well, it should.
maybe the opposite.
Sometimes it can be the
Yeah.
opposite, but it means that they've generally kept it in oak for 12 months, bottled for 12 months.
Okay.
Or kind of around those times.
Nice sort of cherry. red.
Cherry, it's got a really sweet, and it's almost got a bit of kind of vanilla, smoky, caramelised plum on the nose.
Lovely nose. Really solid. Get that
Seductive.
smokiness. Yeah. Seductive.
Yeah. So it's like a silken robe, woman in a silken robe that's
careful.
just about to fall.
Careful.
Yeah.
It's taken a little bit too far there, Jason.
9:30 in the morning. It's never too early.
Nice. Very lively.
It is. It is, but for me it's just fruit, and it's quite linear in character.
What do you mean by that?
That it doesn't change and alter a great deal, and it falls a bit short in the mid palate. So you get a lot of fruit at the front, you get a nice character at the back, runs through your mouth, but there's something a bit hollow there for me.
Do you ever get that those berry sort of characteristics, like the blackberry sort of?
Oh yeah. There's that kind of lively, kind of autumnal summer fruit at the front.
Well, it's
kind of
jam-like,
berries.
kind of jammy,
Yeah,
in a good way.
but there's a hole in it.
Okay.
Now, sometimes wine goes through this lag phase, so if you don't hit it at the right time, you don't see it at its best. So kind of the first year maybe really kind of prime and optimum, and then it drops away, and then after 2 or 3 years it will come back and start hitting its straps and start being really good again. Sometimes we drink wine a bit too early, or we hit it in those holes, those kind of troughs, and that may be the case with this. I mean, it is 2010, it's 2 years old. It really needs a bit of time, another kind of like 3 years, and we would see where this wine was going.
Because what do you say it's been aged in?
Oak.
Yes, I don't get the oak so much on this.
There's a vanilla character there for me.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Especially on the nose. And there's almost a little tiny bit of smoky kind of character there as well.
Oh, that's what that is, right.
And that could come from the oak barrel. Yeah. So...
What price point?
Well, this is the good thing. For the price, you get really good bang for buck, right? It kind of like sits around the $25 mark, right? 23, $25. Nelson Pinot. It's not that. It doesn't have that exciting name like Central Otago. It's next door to Marlborough, and so it kind of struggles price-wise and to really find its own identity. So, price-wise, I think it's bang on the money.
Yep.
Yeah. I would say it's a sub-30 wine, so sitting around 23, 25, I think is really good value. It's just got that little kind of hole in the middle for me, which, yeah.
It was the Anchorage 2010 Pinot Noir Reserve.
Exactly.
Is what we've been tasting, and you'll find this as a video once more up at unscrewed.co.nz. Jason_Bryant on Twitter as well to continue the conversation.
A little joke for you.
What? Okay.
How do you confront...
I'm always scared when people say joke for you.
How do you confront an angry Welsh cheese?
I would say...
Carefully.
Carefully, yeah. Thanks, Jason.
Boom, boom.